Welcome to the Brunch Club podcast, where we highlight amazing women. Join us to fill your cup with inspiration and motivation as our guests share their experiences, their stories, and some hot gossip. Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Svoboda. Welcome back to the Brunch Club podcast. I'm so happy to be here today with Darlene Quinn, who's the reigning Ms. USA. Thank you for being here with us today.
It's my honor and pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Good. Well, you guys, I have to tell you, it's not just her one title though, because Darlene is this amazing Swiss Army knife of talent. She's a businesswoman, she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a
grandmother, actually.
She's a grandmother. She's all of these amazing things. And as you know, at the Brunch Club, we're always talking with different women to figure out, how they became who they are today. What are characteristics of their life that are relatable, that you can look at as examples and say, oh my gosh, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. I loved reading about you and getting to know you, that you went to Pepperdine.
Yes.
Right? You've had this whole career, and charity is so important to you. So why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself in terms of like where your heart is at and what's the most meaningful to you?
Although I have graduated from Pepperdine University with a business degree, and that has taken me into the tech industry, which is a little bit of a boys' club. So to survive and to accelerate in that tech arena, starting 28 years ago, to survive in that industry has been phenomenal. But my heart, day to day, I do something every day to give back to community.
Okay, what's an example of something that you do every day to give back?
I give about 850 hours annually in service to community.
Okay.
The biggie is that I'm one of only 42 women in the U.S. to be an official ambassador for the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And I have been engaged with the breast cancer community for the last 10 years. I do 3 big events a year, and my October one, which I just did, Bingo for Boobies. And it's a fundraiser, and I actually do own a bingo machine.
Okay, wait, how did just one become an ambassador for that? How did you even know that was a thing to even become an ambassador?
So I started giving back to community in the breast cancer arena because I have 2 aunts who walked through really awful breast cancer journeys. Okay. And one aunt in particular was of low income status, uninsured. And because of that status, she didn't get the care that she needed and unfortunately passed. So I knew I needed to do something. And it started with fundraising for women in underserved areas to be able to have the money for a mammogram every year, because if we can catch that early in stage 1, her survival rate is the greatest. So at first, our knee jerk is to go to the Susan G. Komen, and I did that, but then the National Breast Cancer Foundation came on my radar. They're a small but mighty Texas-based organization that's like family. And they really have become the wind beneath my wings and supplying me with data and information and ideas to be able to give back to a greater level. And because my first year with them, I raised $250,000 in 1 year for the cause, they said, oh my goodness, you are doing phenomenally and we want you as an ambassador.
Okay, so they invited you to do that.
I was invited.
That's so nice. So I feel like a lot of times women, I didn't even know what to ask for. Right? Whether it's in business or it's in charity, right? Like there has to be somebody who kind of points you in that direction. Yeah. And that's really nice that they invited you. And you were also telling me somebody else in your life who inspired you with charity.
My dad. He is the reason that at the young age of 12, I started giving back to community. And as you could see, I've never stopped. And neither has he. Just about 5 years ago, he received the Minuteman Award, which is really something. It's the highest honor to a civilian by the military for exemplary levels of community service and keeping our country strong. So he continues to be an inspiration to me.
Wow. So, and he just received that recently.
Yes.
Wow. So, now the other types of nonprofits and other charity work that you do, that's a lot of hours every year.
Yes.
How do you decide where you're going to be? How do you divide and conquer your time?
schedule. I calendar and I schedule, and I usually in the mornings is when I do all of my engagement for community service, because then I head into my business day in the tech arena. So I have to be really scheduled and regimented.
Okay, wait, I want to pause on this because I think a lot of women could learn some tips and tricks from you on how you manage that schedule. And that's like a superpower that not everybody has mastered their schedules yet. So what does a typical schedule look like for you?
Okay, I'm up about 5:30 a.m. I walk and feed my little dog, Ivy. She's a little Maltese. And then I get onto my computer and I do my emails and scheduling, because it's like a domino effect. When you're engaged with one charity, you're introduced to another one and another one and another one. And pretty soon you're asked to events and red carpets and to be on their boards and their women's auxiliary groups. And so I do have to be regimented and protect my time. So I really do my scheduling then, and then after hours I'll cook in a soup kitchen, I will do event planning, I will run a hygiene drive for Orangewood Foundation for their foster youth.
You know, I've actually done one with them as part of National Charity League with my daughter.
Yeah, it's a really great organization.
And I've done this soup kitchen with my daughter as well, and that was actually really hard work. Like
it's hands-on.
It really was. I was definitely not hair and camera ready that day. It was like hairnet and like gloves and the whole thing, but it was really rewarding. My daughter and I both really got a lot out of it and helping.
It's really rewarding. And then as a ceramic artist, I've always used my art to give back to community. So every summer I spearhead a free summer art camp for the Miracles for Kids Network. And these are children that are suffering from terminal and critical illnesses. So to kind of put aside what they're battling and just lose themselves in an art project every summer has been rewarding too.
So for those who are curious, like what kind of a piece would they make if they were going to be learning from you in this lesson?
Because I have a pottery and ceramic studio with a kiln, I tend to do kind of a color me mine scenario in their art projects. However, I was doing art therapy every Monday for 4 years with a women's and children's recovery shelter, and with that they have trauma that it's more of an art therapy approach, and the curriculum in that I was guiding was more therapeutic with learning and processing. But this is more of just a light, fun ceramic painting project for them.
Wow. Okay. All right. When I'm curious, when it's for the therapy, does it include like music and breath work, or is that part of it?
Not breath work, but we do have music in the background because you want to sort of engage with all of their senses. Because of course with art therapy, there's that touch therapy and there's visual, but then also you want to tap into sound because, for example, classical music can be very inspiring to them from a processing standpoint too. And
I love that because it's whole body, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's mind, it's emotion, it's like getting your nervous system to that place of being cool, calm, and relaxed, and creating something beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about charity. All right, talk about your day job a little bit. Can you talk about corporate America and working in the boys' world? Yeah.
With tech, I have been involved in some very cool projects because, as you can imagine, most tech hardware is built overseas in China, but what must remain domestic is government, aerospace, homeland security, and the like. Because of those blueprints not being able to go out of the country, our business is involved in some top secret undercover 007 type projects that are really exciting. One that we see every day whenever we travel is when you go through security and you have your arms up in that tube and it circles you read Leidos at the top. So our company builds the circuitry and wire harnessing that are in that. So that's something that's not necessarily undercover or 007 top secret, but that you see in the airport that we are engaged in.
Wow, okay. That's very important, and thank you for sharing about that. Okay, so, but with your schedule, and so like back to like the nitty gritty of like how you manage that. So like then you dial into work mode for the day, and then like how do you?
And then the evening, I have to tell you, I am 31 years married
Okay.
So in order to keep a marriage strong, you have to foster and feed your spouse's love language, and his love language is not only acts of service, but quality time. So I cook my husband a hot meal every night. And we sit and we share about our day.
Every night?
Every night.
Okay, what's one of his favorite things that you cook?
Okay, so being both from the Midwest, from Chicago, I specialize in comfort food. So we're talking meatloaf, beef stroganoff, stuffed bell peppers.
Yes.
So those are some of the things that I make.
Okay, so and your Swiss Army knife of talent of being an amazing businesswoman and being Ms. USA and a philanthropist and you're an amazing cook. I
Love
mean,
to cook.
And a ceramic artist. I mean, you do it all.
I do it all.
You're-
I'm a yes woman.
Yes.
Definitely a yes woman. It's interesting, when I turned 50, I'm 57 now, when I turned 50, I said on that birthday, I'm gonna start saying yes to life. And that's when I did my first pageant, because I said, okay, so much like Jim Carrey in The Yes Man, where he was tasked with saying yes to everything, and at the end of the movie, he had this most amazing, adventurous, wild, crazy, but really cool experiential life.
Yes.
And he met the coolest people, and one thing led to another and to another, and it was just, so I took that and my belt, and I'm gonna say yes to life now. So that's why my Swiss Army knife has all the prongs open.
I love that, and I think that's inspiring, because as women, we get offered sometimes different opportunities, and you're like, well, which one do I say yes to? And you're like, say yes to them all.
Yeah, try it. You might be good at it, and you might like it.
Well, and have the confidence to say yes. I think sometimes women struggle with that crisis of confidence. So it's inspiring to know that you can, at all different ages and stages in life, just keep saying yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm so grateful that you are, a new friend and joining us on the Brunch Club podcast. And
My pleasure.
Is there anything we
Likewise.
didn't talk about today that you wanted to share with that would be inspiring to other ladies who are watching this?
Just have confidence in yourself and be yourself. Don't try to be the next person. I think on social media we have a lot of people that we can look up to, but some are of a stature that's not necessarily realistic. And to be comfortable in your own skin and to say, you know what, this is my life journey, and my life's journey has brought myself to where I am today, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah. Well, I think you have a lot to be proud of, and you have a lot that you've given back to everybody, and you continue to do so. So I look forward to cheering you on always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thanks for stopping by the Brunch Club podcast. It's been fabulous to share this time with you. Are you interested in being on the show? Do you want to nominate somebody? Reach out at rachelswoboda.com.